Hey guys, I'm back. So this is the next in the line of the different tutorials that I have on doing amigurumi and stuff. And this is going to be the toughest one I've had, which is installing a zipper in your amigurumi. And it's, in a sense, after you get used to it, it's really easy, but when you're not used to it, for me, it was downright frustrating, and then trying to get a decent enough video that would help me, and I couldn't find anything really on it. And so at the time when I was just starting to do these. And so anyway, that's why I'm making this one. And hopefully it'll help some of you out who are a bit intimidated and would like to try to make, you know, a bag like this or something that has a zipper to it, or you know, whatever. And the thought of installing a zipper just intimidates crap out of you, so you're not going to make one. That's what it did to me. Just be honest, it was just a little bit more than I felt like handling. So anyway, so what I want to say is that I'm going to do this up. I hope it's clear enough and that you see with at least what we're about to do on this one, that it's simple and that it makes sense to you. But if it doesn't and you feel like you need some one-on-one help, I'll put put a comment in the bottom if you want, or go to the Facebook fan page and like it and send me a note there, send me a message there, and we can try to meet up video-wise and do a live video chat with each other, and maybe I can help you through it and we can talk about it and just sort of work through things. Because every project is different. Oh, believe me. Every project is different. This one, the mouth was put in after the entire body was made. Fun. No, not fun. So anyway, that was a huge mistake of which I shall never do again. But anyway, that's what happened with this one. And it really does make a difference if you do it right. So anyway, so keep that in mind, and I'll remind you again at the end of the video. Meantime, let's get started. Okay guys, so here we go. Now, the bag you're looking at right now, let me show you what I'm working on before we get into putting that zipper on. I am making this here. It's an octopus bag from Anna Paleromoli's Amigurumi on the Go, 30 Patterns for Crocheting Kids Bags, Backpacks, etc. And it is just a terrific, terrific book. And I'm having so much fun. And my goal at this point is to make all 30 and stick them in my Etsy shop. So anyway, right now I'm up to, as you can see, I've got them highlighted, row 46. And now it's time to sew the zipper in place. And there you go. That's that zipper. So because this is for, I'm doing this for those of you guys who are absolute beginners at this. So those of you who are seasoned pros, you may want to stop and go to the shortened version, which I've got the quickie. I edited it, all the other stuff out, so you could just have it straight and to the point. But for this is for everyone else. Okay, so let's start off with the basics of the zipper. So you go to your instructions, and the material says to get a 7-inch zipper. Well, you've never worked with zippers before, you've never bought a zipper before, and you get to Walmart, and the sewing section, by the way, is where the zippers are. And you start looking at the zippers, and you see all kinds. There's a number of varieties of zippers, by the way. And the one that you're going to want to get is the all-purpose zipper, and 7-inch polyester. There you go, or 18 centimeters for the rest of you lot. Okay, and now, okay, I admit, when it's in the package, you look at it, and the first thing you think is, that really looks cheap. But trust me, it is not a cheap zipper. They take a lot of beating. They hold up absolutely fantastic. You know, when it says on here that it is strong, durable, flexible, and split resistant, they are not kidding. Now, what happens if you get home and you discovered that when you took the zipper off the 7-inch rack because you were in a hurry and didn't get to see wasn't paying attention what's going on, which I have done a number of times, and next thing you know, instead of 7 inches, you've got 14. what do? You roll it over, and bingo, to shorten the zipper. And it takes you through and it tells you the whole 9 yards. You'll measure the desired length, whip stitch tightly around the coils, which is what the thing right here shows you, how to whip stitch around it. And then you'll do that 8 to 10 times using a double strand of thread. And you can use embroidery thread, or you can use regular sewing thread. It really doesn't matter either way on this. And then you'll cut it a 1/2 inch below the stitches. As you can see right here, it says cut here, 1/2 inch below. And mazel tov. There you go. Your zipper is now 7 inches. Now, believe me, I have done this a lot. And the great thing about knowing how to do that is because sometimes when you go in, you'll find out that there's not a 7-inch zipper in the collar that you want, but there is in like a 9-inch or a 14-inch. And this way, you can just go ahead and take any length zipper that you see in a collar that you like, and you can just cut it down to whatever it is you'd like. And that's the great part. Okay, so that's the basics out of the way. Now let's get on to the key points of installing a zipper. One of the things you have to be aware of when you're putting a zipper in is to make sure you're not going to have any gaps. Like this one. Look, that's a gap because some idiot did not install it right. That was me. What I did was I wasn't paying attention. Don't ask how I did this. I mean, it's really, I'm not even sure. The more I've looked at it, I'm not even going to try to explain it. I don't know what I was thinking when I put that in, but there ye go. Big old gap right there. Stuff can come right on out. And this is out of the, this bag is also from the Amigurumi on the Go, and it's a koala bag pencil case. But I managed to do it. But despite the fact it does have the hole, I've never had anything fall out of it. You can see here how the zipper has been sewn in. And I did just an absolutely fabulous job on that. Look at those stitches. I mean, are those nice or what? Okay, not so much on this side, but they really are on this one. I got the zipper lined up just fine on it. Sorry about the lighting on here. Man, this is terrible. I got the zipper lined up properly. Everything was just fine. And then I blew that. And I was so upset when I zipped it up and discovered that that happened. So now I know what I'm doing. And this is, I don't remember how many years ago this was. Like maybe 2 years ago or something when I did this. So let's get down to it. So that's what we're going to avoid doing. All right. Another thing that you have to do, because installing the zipper for this bag is a ton different than the one for this one. Okay, loads different. Here you've got plenty of space to work with. This one I didn't, and I had to unzip it in order to line it up. And buddy, that was scary because you've got to get the teeth lined up perfectly in order to make sure that it zips properly. So that. All right, so done and dusted. On with the show. I decided that I was going to use, where'd it go? Hello. Oh, there it is. I decided that I was going to use a white zipper with this. If you look at what she did, she used a light pink zipper. And that's nice and all that, but I just don't want to use a light pink because I don't have it, and I'm not going to go buy one. And I did have a hot pink zipper, and it just, to me, it dulls the bag down a lot, so I'm not going to use it. This one here, the 14-inch, this was a dark rose, and it actually looked pretty nice up against it, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to cut my zipper down. I think I've got something else that the 14-inch is going to be used for. So I'm going with the white because no matter what, it makes it look clean and it makes it look pretty. So here's our opening that we've created. And if you're curious because you've never done this before or never tried to install a zipper before, what happens to create the opening is that the pattern will tell you how many to chain, and then you count that many stitches going across and skip that number. Like if it's, so let's say 24, chain 24 stitches. You'll skip 24 stitches and then you'll crochet in single crochet into the 25th stitch. And then go around. That's how you end up creating gaps in between here. I told you this is for the absolute beginner. Okay, so before we install the zipper, we have to have the proper tools, okay? So what do we need? A zipper! Yes! Okay, so we've got the zipper, and another thing we're going to need is straight pins. Now, I use the ones with the little T-tips, right there, and because they're long, they're sturdy, and I like them. They are a pain in the butt sometimes when you're trying to sew the thing on, but, you know, I can live with it. You can also use things like these long pins here with the pink, with the white pearly bead on top, because they're nice and long. You could use shorter pins if you wanted to, like, you know, regular straight pins, but I really don't like those because these tend to get lost in the yarn and stuff. Hey, look, that's a needle. Okay, anyways, same size as my straight pins. So anyways, that's what you need in order to get going on this. So, let's start. I've got my zipper, I've taken the tab, I've flipped it back this way, so it's, you know, out of my way. And then I'm just going to get it set on the inside and get ready to line it up. Now, it doesn't matter whether you have it unzipped from right to left or left to right. I happen to like unzipping right to left, so that's the way I make all my bags. And so far, nobody who's bought my bags or had special orders for them have complained at all. So right here, now notice I am really crunched up. In fact, I'm just a little bit under the yarn, and that's because I'm paranoid. I don't want another bag like the koala. So next I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up, and I want it to run this edging. I want it to come up against the zipper itself, okay? The zipper teeth, whatever you want to call that. And then I'm going to take this and stab it, hoping I don't get myself, and just run it through there. And bingo, I'm set. And then I'm going to come across here, and that's all I'm going to do all the way across, is just line up my yarn with, line up my yarn with the zipper, I'm just predicting I'm going to stab myself, and just all the way across, okay, and Zappamundo, that's going to be interesting, okay, including once I get back here, because on the inside, you've got this tab still running here, so you want to get this secured down as well. So it's as even going across as possible, okay? So let's run one back through there, despite the fact that we can't see it, but we're but we're guessing that we've got that little sucker all set up. Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to come back here and do the same thing on the bottom side. Let's see here. Okay, you can see that that popped up. That's completely irrelevant that it has, because what I'll show you what happens when I begin sewing this in. And everyone pretty much has their own way of doing this, but we'll see how that goes. Here we are. That one's in. I'll try to speed this up just a little bit. Okay, and you can see, maybe you can see, I hope you can see, it's right up against there. That's looking good. Alrighty, and then this is going to go. And you want to be careful not to stretch your yarn. That is a tough one, because it does want to stretch naturally. See that? Okay, so let's get that to slide back a little bit more. Yep, you can see back here that it's overhanging a little bit onto across the zipper. Don't worry about it, because when you go to sew it on, you can make all your corrections then. That's the joy of it. And there we go. And let's get those as far out of the way as possible. Okay, now that's pretty much going to hold that whole thing. And there we go. We've got our zipper on. And like I said, don't worry about this part right here. That will all be made up for when I go to sew it. It'll sew down that. In fact, I'm going to just fix that a little bit because I don't like it after all. I think that'll throw me off when I am sewing, come think of it. Okay, hold on. Let's get it up there a little bit. Okay, that went down too far. Okay, there we go. Okay, close enough. All right, just so long as it's in there and holding it well. Then you're going to take your zipper and you're going to do a test run. Now this is when having, the first time you do it, it's going to be tough, okay? Just bear in mind it will be. This is when using these with the pearl bead on top. This is when these are the best, because when you go to test run your zipper to make sure that it's going to slide just fine and, you know, yada, 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 those tips, those T-tips do get in the way. So let me get this back, and he's in the way, and get him out of the way as I stab myself to death with the needles. Here we go. And let's check that one more time to make sure. It might even be able to go in there a little bit more. Okay, so there we go. Now, what are the tools that we need to be able to sew in the zipper? Well, obviously we need strands of matching color thread. Okay, and you'll need 2 of those, one for the top and one for the bottom. All right, and then we need not a yarn needle. Never, ever, ever use a yarn needle for this, or at least I wouldn't. You know, the yarn needle is the big fat one. Don't use that. One, because you don't really want those great big holes in the zipper. You want to keep the material as, you know, non-tortured as possible. So I have a needle that's like this, and it's smaller. It's much bigger than some of the others. It's a decent size eyelet on there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a threader, needle threader, and I'm just going to stick that in there. And I'm sorry, I keep getting out of the zone here. Okay, and I'm going to take it and pull it through. All right, and now I'm ready to go. So let's see, I'm going to set that other piece of yarn aside. Now you're going to want to leave, when you go to pull this through, you're going to want to leave an end, enough end of it to be able to weave it in, okay? So that's what I didn't say. You know, figure out, I make it fairly long. In fact, I make it really pretty long. How long is this? Hold on. Let me measure this out here. What you can't see me doing is me measuring this out. It's over 2 feet long. So I'm happy with that. Okay, now I'm going to look inside and see where this strip begins. And then I'm going to get it even, hold on to it. I want it to come off on this line above that center line, because this is located, as you can see, right there. It follows that, the zipper itself follows right down that center, and here's this side and this side. So we want to go up on this side and grab a hold of that loose piece of material on the back there. Bingo. Gotcha. See? Right there. We've got him stabbed right there. Alright, so I'm going to now take this and I'm going to bring it up this way, close to where I'm going to be actually sewing in, which is down on this. Okay? You can see that where I've gone there on the thing. Okay, and I'm just going to pull it through. Now, everybody has their way of doing this. This is mine. I happen to like it better. And I'm going to leave about this much, because that's what I'm going to weave in later. Okay, and then from here out, I am going to pull one out at a time, and then just measure this up. Okay, And then I'm going to go through about every other stitch is going to be stabbed. Every 2 stitches get stabbed. There we go. That is the way I'm doing it. And then you're going to pull through all the way. And you don't want to go too tight, or else you'll pull this through. Okay? And then I'm going to hold that, make sure that the zipper is right where it's supposed to be. I'm going to hop over to here, insert, and then pop up 2 stitches later. And that is how I'm going to do the whole thing. So I am going to cut here, and I will get back to you guys once I have finished up this top row. Okay, as you can see, I've got the zipper completely sewn. Little, ends on the outside, and from weaving it in. And unlike what you saw when I was doing a test run with the zipper, this is how the zipper really does work. I mean, it's really smooth here. It's not like it was on the test, because now it's nice and secure and it's not going to wobble on me. Now, what we're going to do is take a look on the inside here. See where we've got, I sewed this one in advance, but see how we've got this one just floating there? Now, you might want to leave that there. I don't like to, because one, I'm afraid that with little kids mucking about and who knows how they're going to play, how hard they're going to play with it, I don't want them to be able to grab a hold of this, pull on it, and rip anything. So what I do is I take it and I tack it down like that. And the tacking is very simple, and I'm going to show you real quick, like here, how I do that, since this is an incredibly long video. And let's get this, but I wanted to be able to give you all the details that were necessary, so you're not just sitting there still wondering about things. Now, with this, I'm going to go on the outside. I'm going to make sure I stay underneath this loop here, because you see this goes the line that I've been running it against all along. So I want to stay still in line with everything. And I'm going to put it as close to the edge as I can get it, reasonably so. Ow. Don't stab yourself. There we go. And there we are. Going to, and that interesting sound you hear in the background is Rory the cat throwing up on the kitchen floor. Thanks, Rory. Your support is unbelievable. Okay, so, you okay, bud? Okay, staring at it like it's interesting. Okay, and here he goes again. Apologies for that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just take a little loop here, bring it up, and just run it through to make a little knot, and pull it tight. And then I'm just going to slide right back under that, or not there, but sorry. I'm going to go right back under there again, and one knot, and now I've got a really good double knot there. Pull it tight, and then from that point, as you can see on the other side, it doesn't make it look bad at all. So now you're just going to take it and you're going to weave in the ends, however it is you like to weave in your ends and stuff, and there you go, you've got it done. And then don't forget to do it to the other side as well. And there you go, you got your zipper sewn into your amigurumi. Okay guys, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions, leave comments in the below. If you're having problems with or questions about a zipper that you're installing, or anything with amigurumi or crochet in general that you're having a problem with, feel free to message me below if you want. We can meet up and do a one-on-one video chat. It's free, so why not? You know, you can get some live help that you might need. So anyways, if you're interested in that, you know, message below. Like I said earlier, there's no way on earth I'm going to put any of that data into YouTube because of nasty little trolls. Just wouldn't be smart. Okay, so anyways, we'll catch you later, and best of luck putting in your zippers. See you later, guys.